Hey, what up, man? Welcome to Andrews the podcast. We're going a different route tonight, but we're gonna end up in Andrews. Don't worry. We just taking a little different route there tonight. Now, I have been captivated by, I guess, the same story, and let me unpack this a little bit. And I'm talking about the Murdaugh case, okay? Where today Alex Murdaugh was on the stand. Now, yeah, I'm late to come to this story, okay? I am aware that this has been one of the biggest stories in the nation for quite some time now. How I ended up coming to where I'm at tonight is in a conversation today at the barbershop with my barber, and he's from the area, and so he started to tell me a little bit about the Murdaugh family and the influence that they had down in Hampton, which is not far from where I am right now. Hampton, Varnville, Bamberg. Well, not necessarily, all up that way. And as I dig and do more research on Alex Murdaugh and the Murdaugh family, is very, very interesting. Okay, on how this man manipulated it, and many of you already know the story. You know what I mean? And I'm just getting more in deep. I'm getting more in depth in what is like. What led up to what we're seeing now today, which was Alex Murdaugh on the stand, pleading for his life. And in the comment section, tell me how you think he did. I needed to go back now and figure out, how we got here. And it's been very, very interesting. Now, probably the most interesting part of it is the fact that as I'm watching different clips and different things about this situation, I'm realizing that I'm in that area a lot. I'm through Varnville, I'm through, Hampton, not a lot, but enough. And I'm very familiar with a lot of the roads. Like, take for instance, I don't know if any of you know about the murder of what's the gentleman's name? And because, like I said, I'm trying to figure out what started all of this stuff. And Murdaugh and them, a powerful, powerful family. And I'm actually going to go down. I think I'm going to go down whenever the jury gets the case, and then be there for the. But I'm going to do some interviews again from people who went to school with this Murdaugh man, with Alex Murdaugh and his kids. From what I found, two of his kids, he had the two boys. One was kind of humble, and one was, hey, I'm Murdaugh, I'm a Murdaugh, and but the bigger thing, what is other things about that. And there's a lot of similarities that go on in a lot of small towns. Now, in particular, I'm thinking about the small town where I'm from, which is Andrews, South Carolina, and how one or two particular families dominated, everything. And in my research, right, I run into this website. It's a website, and I'm gonna pull it up on the screen right here. And this website is called judicialhellholes.com. And what you're looking at now is the 2022-2023 executive summary. And a little bit about this website. I've been digging around it a little bit. It highlights places where where Lady Justice is not fair. And in my research of Murdaugh, research of the Murdaugh case, I realized that Hampton County ended up on there years ago, and it was just awful. I mean, completely awful. But also in the research of Murdaugh, I started to see a lot of patterns and a lot of similarities. And I'm not talking on the murder thing. I'm not even talking about the murder thing. I'm talking about, the alleged murders. I'm talking about the domination, the way that family has dominated Hampton and strangled it to a point to where it was not favorable for businesses. And it looks a lot like Andrews with the rundown businesses and these this one family. And as I was listening to Alex today, right, he was talking about driving across the property with his son, and how they went to the duck ponds and they had the feeder stations out there, and how much he just loved being out there with him and how a joy his son was. Well, his son was implicated. His son Buster that he was talking about today was implicated in a situation where a young man by the name of Stephen Smith, a 19-year-old young man who went to Wade Hampton High School, and I'm looking for my notes, but he was murdered along Highway 601. Well, it was a big mix-up as to what happened. Where people think that the coroner has the final say on the deaths or whatever. It's not. It's the pathologist. And that particular case was sent to the highway patrol because it happened on the highway. The highway patrol investigated. They couldn't find no, because they thought it was a hit and run, based on where it was out in rural. I think that's Hampton County out there. But as in small towns, people start talking, people start hearing things or whatever, and they implicated Buster Murdaugh. And even in that, like I said, these people had such a stranglehold on that area since way back. I mean, there was a case where one of this man's relatives was because they had a history of being solicitors in Hampton County, and at one point one of his relatives was sanctioned or kicked off the board or whatever, because during this time, this was around the time, right after Prohibition, South Carolina had some of the strongest taxes, the highest taxes when it came to alcohol. So it fueled the bootleg industry. I mean, just as recently as a couple years ago, about 2018, I think, they had a big bust out in Holly Hill. And just a quick wink, that's what's not being said. That's what was said to me by an official. I ain't gonna say an official. I'm not even gonna put that out there. But I guess that's the open secret in Lambertown, and that's what somebody said, that's what the big gripe about is, that they don't want that solar field out there because they don't want to upset their moonshine operation. And that's all alleged, of course. But the Murdaugh, and he, like I said, he was talking about they had the duck pond, and then he was talking about they had a dove field and all this stuff, and how the dove field was it's a place for social gathering, right? And then, like I said, now you got to understand, South Carolina is not a huge state, and a lot of these families that's in power in different counties, they all kind of, they migrate either to Clemson or Carolina or one of these colleges or somewhere, and you'll see things going on in a particular county, and you're like, well, never seen that down in my county. But then you begin to realize really fast that what I'm saying is that these people are connected. Now, again, since I started looking into this man and look at where he was set up, his base of operation was set up, and the kind of things that he did, this man definitely has ties up into the Georgetown County area. And I mean, I don't know how deep a ties, but that'll all come out in the wash, I guess. But it's just real crazy how similar these people, these families, run these different towns, and it's almost as like, I mean, it's eerily similar to what you looking at in, what I call every town, South Carolina, every small town. Now, back to this website right here, and it's called judicialhellholes.org. Now, South Carolina made this list this year. Okay, the state of South Carolina. This is the overall list here, and it has a list of 8 states here. You see here Georgia, Pennsylvania, California, New York, Cook County, Illinois, Cook County, I think that's Chicago. Well, that's where, because you hear him talk about Cook County Jail. South Carolina, Louisiana, and St. Louis. And South Carolina's number 6 on this list. And here, the issue, how South Carolina made it number 6, you see it on the screen here. A newcomer to the judicial hellhole list in 2020, South Carolina asbestos litigation has quickly developed a reputation for a bias against defendants, unwarranted sanctions, low evidentiary requirements, liability, expanding rulings. And the reason why this caught my eye is because of the situation at the Ice House, where what would have been the old Ice House, and that work being halted. You know what I mean? And not necessarily because of asbestos, but because of, I think it needed to be tested for possible asbestos. It's just crazy how similar these things are, man. I'm really looking forward to going down to Walterboro, to the courtroom. I mean, around that whole scene, and just go around, because again, there are people there. I want to go get the inside story, because like I said, I've been seeing stuff and I've been learning stuff. I've been watching videos on this dude all day, aside from the testimony, and I couldn't gauge anything from the testimony. I know from the first part of the testimony when he said that he lied to the SLED and this and that. Yeah, something's not right, definitely. But it's. I think now you'll hear more things now. If in fact this man's convicted in his power, and don't know, the family may still be in power, because it's not, he's not the last of them. It's just a family of them, and opioid junkie, had ties with a gang out of Walterboro, like a real bad dude. But again, these people, like he talked about, when he went up to USC to the baseball game and all that good stuff. It's crazy. And then the possible ties, like the drug smuggling ties. Like this guy they own part of an island down there in the Beaufort area. Big, had this place called Moselle in down in Hampton County, I guess, where that's where all the partying happened at. They had the biggest party. So I'm really looking forward to getting down in that area, and I'm gonna be down there and for like, I guess, the whole day, or whenever that jury gets the case. I want to be down there when that happens. I also want to take this time right now to thank a very, very special donor. Somebody who reached out to me today and said, I just realized what it is that you receive from when people donate stars, and was like, I really want to do a donation for you. Do you have a Cash App? I provided a Cash App, and she blessed me. And so, Ms. Bobby Hughes, I really want to thank you very, very much. Again, always needed, because equipment needs to be bought so that I can keep bringing this thing to you. And I was sitting just thinking today, how am I going to, because I spend a lot of time in between work looking at that case, and go to that website. Again, that website is just look around. I mean, just look around. It's very interesting stuff on there in regards to judges. And I'm not speaking too much on this asbestos thing, because I don't know. It just stuck out to me that that's been a big thing now. Like, you have to get DHEC before you remove these old buildings. You know what I mean? And again, just looking around at Hampton today and understanding what happened, it's a lot like the same thing that happened to Andrews, man. And I'm not just, this is not a stretch. This is not me conspiracy. This explains to you this explains to me, not to you. This explains to me the bypass, okay? Because there's no way you can get me to believe that somebody with any kind of sense, any kind of common sense, you don't got to be the smartest person, you don't got to be smart at all, did not understand the ramifications of building a bypass, diverting traffic away from your businesses. That was, and that's crazy how similar these people playing this game. And it's the same kind of things that's going on, like I said, in small towns. You all know who dominated for years and ran things, and like, when you start looking into this stuff, y'all really do not understand the amount of money that's involved. Like, I'm not talking no hundreds of thousands or a little bit of money that JC Elliott them stole. That's crumbs compared to when you can position yourself in town, and then now you're eligible for all the contracts and the bids. There's really no competition because you're bidding on both sides, and it is mind-blowing the way some of these things were, the way this stuff is done. And it's done in a way that they steal your money to do it. That's just like with the penny tax. That's your money. They holding your money, saying, "Nah, you can't have this." Same principle. Same principle. Same principle. But yeah, that's crazy what's going on down there in thing. And like I said, if y'all know anything about that, not particularly, if you've been following it, you know what I mean, let me know. Because I also know that happened with a boat. This thing sparked off with a boat accident. This young lady was killed. And I mean, these people have just been able to manipulate the law in their favors. Very, very interesting case. Don't forget this Saturday it's going down, Black History Month. I just got jumped in here, and that thing was just like bothering me right there. So I apologize. I ain't been doing my proper. Commercial, because I really didn't set up to do anything. I was watching that thing trying to figure out how am I going to tie this together, and I'm like, these people are tied together. That's how. And you can see like they set up, all of them got the same little social little, hunting clubs and this and that, and this where all of these rich families from all these different places come out and they meet. Listen, man, y'all hit that Cash App, please. Y'all see it right there, W2A donations. Let me tell y'all why. Right? One, because I need the donations to buy equipment and to be able to help with the cost of travel and stuff like that. Two, is because I am starting to dig into some really, really dangerous stuff, okay? To the point where like I really need to be focused, because that Murdaugh is gonna that is that's symbolic of what's gonna go, not the murder part, but these families that held these towns under their thumbs for years and years and years, and it's coming apart. And like I said, they put themselves in right at the gate of the money. So we're gonna deal with that again this Saturday. Black History, the finale is going down starting at 10 a.m. Y'all make sure y'all make it to the Andrews Library, located at 103 North Morgan Avenue, and that's gonna be starting at 10 a.m. That's a book signing. The name of the book is called Black Eyelids Etched in Gold. You should probably go and order you one right now. Go to Amazon. Let me see if I can find that book on Amazon. But also, this is going to be a Black History Festival. Food trucks, craft vendors. It's going down right at the Gazebo, Main Street, 12 p.m. Y'all make your way out there and support. Go out and get yourself something to eat. Get yourself some, socialize. Funny picture. I see Murdaugh and O.J. Simpson on the book. But the Murdaugh, I'm telling y'all, that symbolizes... I'm going to make the connection. I promise you I'm going to make the doggone connections. Because they're easier to find than you think. Because, I guess, whoever thinks this is going to happen. But they all do the same thing. They do their little dove farms, their little quail clubs, and, these little hunting social groups. And this is where they get together and they dictate and figure out how to manipulate, like, on a big level. Now, these ain't no Rudy Poos right here now. I promise you. So that's why I say, man, hit that Cash App, because they're gonna be coming for me. I already know. Got a sneaky suspicion that, they took a shot already. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So if you can find it on your heart, you see it right there. $, W2A donations. That is welcome to Andrews Donations. We are very much appreciative of any kind of donation you can do for us. So, yep. But that Murdaugh, the way they ran in Hampton, South Carolina. I don't know if any of you ever been to Hampton, but the biggest and the best looking building in Hampton is the Murdaugh, is the law firm. Well, it's not necessarily the Murdaugh law firm right now. It's also because over the years they've merged with other partners. Let me get the correct name for these people here. The name Murdaugh. Like, yeah, you did it just because your name is that right there, homie. Murdaugh. Got up in there, he apologized to Pawpaw and Mama. So it's called and when I first seen it, I thought it was saying, it looks like, hey, I'm gonna pull it on the screen. It looks like pimp. And they did that intentionally. You ain't gonna tell me they ain't see that and was like, hey, that kind of looks kind of, yeah, man, you know what I mean? There's some crazy white boys from now, when you study the Civil War, you start talking about the Mannix Marauders, and yeah, that's what them boys from down that area down there. There's some crazy white boys down there. I'm talking about some hard-nosed guys down there. A lot of drug running and stuff come out of that area too. A lot of it because of the porch right there. I mean, it's set up for that. I mean, I don't think it's set up for that intentionally, but that's what is going on down there. But yo, check out the name of this guy's of the name of the firm. Let's get back over here so I can pull it on from the screen. Y'all see that? Let me move myself. The same kind of, man, and that young boy that was killed on that highway, and because, like I said, you got the right last name. That's small town everywhere. Everybody probably got a story like this. Everybody got a story like this. Again, you'll be surprised how many of these people tailgate together, how many people show up at their little hunting clubs and different things together. Right out here in Hampton, Georgetown County. So yeah, I'm gonna be following that. Amongst a bunch of other things, but mainly the verdict. I'm interested in to see how this thing plays out. Do you guys think he's going to get convicted? I got the people around here saying that he's not going to get convicted because his family is so prominent, this and that or whatever, and that he may get convicted of some financial crimes, but the murder he won't get convicted of. Because one of the things that was said was that people were saying that he did it because he got a big insurance policy on them, and that's not the case. It was there was no insurance policy. I think it was more the wife was seeking a divorce, which would have caused a bank forensics to look at his records, and then all of his crimes would have been exposed. So let's see what I just got sent here. Again, shout out Miss Hughes. Miss Hughes is the clerk of court, so maybe you could help me break down some of this stuff right here, especially this asbestos litigation stuff. Y'all please go look at that website, Judicial Hellholes. Yep, and don't forget, once again, this Saturday is going down. It's going down the 25th, which is my son Devin. Happy birthday, Devin's birthday. February 25th. Book signing going down 10 a.m. at the Andrews Library. And that is Mr. and Mrs. Cumbie. Y'all be sure to go out there and support that. And the library address is 103 North Morgan Avenue. And the Black History Festival food and craft vendors, Main Street Gazebo at 12 p.m. Be there. The weather should be very nice. It's unseasonably warm for the next couple of days. So make your way out there. And I do appreciate you for hanging in with me here tonight. Hit the comment section. Look for some. I think so. I almost want to say absolutely. I think that they will be. If they don't, somebody reach out to Jeremiah and his wife and tell them they better have copies on deck. And then you may be able to find. Let me see if we can find it on Amazon real fast. On Amazon. Okay, it is. Oh my goodness. It is on Amazon for sure. Let's see if I can pull Amazon up on this computer. And the cost of it is $12. And if you order now, you should get it by Saturday. Let's see. Yep. You can find it right there. Let's see. Let me pull it up on the screen for you. Boom. Let's move by these. So yeah, you could definitely find it online. Give me a second. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's pull it up on the screen right there. And here. And then we'll go back here. Okay, so you can definitely find it online at a bunch of different locations, which is awesome. Okay, and you can find it. It's from $12. I see it here listed at $25. Wow, what is this? Wow, look at that, y'all. Book signing for the book. Wow, that's awesome. Didn't know that was all there, but now we know it. Shout out to the Georgetown County Chamber of Commerce. Black book signing, black eyelids etched in gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and say definitely they're gonna have books on on site, and you can get it signed there, which is really cool. Oh, I see what they did. They didn't update it on here. This is the old, but we're gonna run with it. They did have it up there. They just didn't get the updated, information. And so, yeah, it's gonna be February 25th, and same time, same location, Andrews Library. And yes, book signing. So that's cool. Shout out to the Georgetown County Chamber of Commerce. And please invite me back next year to that event. All right. Definitely you can find it on Amazon. You see it right there. Black eyelids etched in gold. Black eyelids etched in gold represents a free speech tethered to a culture of explosive and energetic youth that demands to be heard. You can see it there on hooked.com. This is awesome. Walmart, man, they are everywhere. And that's for the hardcover. That's where the $22 is for the hardcover of it. I think I'm gonna order me a hardcover. Shout out, man. It's on eBay. They are everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I talking about right there. Book signing. Visit Georgetown. Again, shout out to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce. They did that. Man, the boy out there, that's a different language right there. Now I don't even know what that is right there. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's awesome, man. Really like that. Really like that. Really, really, really like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys again, Miss Hughes. Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate you, y'all. Miss Hughes showed that love. Miss Hughes showed that love, that loo. All right. Yep. So again, man, I'm gonna be bringing you periodically updates on this Murdaugh thing. I'm not just gonna be getting on here talking like that. I don't live that far from where everything is going on at, so I'm gonna go and get y'all some insight. So if there's anything in particular that you've heard that you may want to think, I know that there's a series on Netflix, and I'm in the process of watching that because I'm catching up to what's going on. But it's a fascinating story, and the similarities to Andrews and how these particular families dominate and run things, like from the courts to the jail. I mean, from everything, from every aspect, and they do all of these different things that never reach the light of day, and then one day they, but just look forward to that coming out, man. And again, hey, if you haven't already, go and follow Welcome to Andrews, the podcast, the page, okay? Go and follow that page. We need to get that to 1,000 followers as soon as possible. Again, I appreciate all the support, all the love. And we're gonna get to all of that crazy stuff too. Y'all don't just I had to sit back and just observe or whatever, because I'm coming guns blazing, pop, 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 pop. Peace.